Okay, so I'm going to walk you guys through the SAM setup. If you've already started, just keep going. If not, just follow along. So you want to be at SAM 2010, so sam2010.course.com, okay? And that'll take you to a different URL actually, but that's where you want to go to, sam2010.course.com. You don't need a triple W. And you're not going to need your Fanshawe student ID. You're just going to need one thing in particular to get this going, which is the institution key. And that's in FOL, okay? It's in one of the news items. Depending on the class you're in, your professor, I'm sure, has it posted somewhere. It's the same for everybody. It's T2026536. So T2026536. So from the SAM homepage, sam2010.course.com, there's no triple W. Go to New User. And on the New User page, you can put that institution key in. Okay, so put the institution key in, and when you hit Submit, it'll ask you if this is correct. You're from Fanshawe College, that's right. And then you go to put your key code in. So when you're typing this in, it is cap sensitive. So if you see capital letters, you put capital letters. If you see a circle with a slash through it, that's a 0. If you see one without, that's an O. So this particular code that I'm doing as the sample actually has a 0 and an O right next to each other, which doesn't make it that user-friendly, but the 0 is the one with the slash through. So there's another 0, there's some small lowercase letters, some numbers, okay? Once you get it in, assuming you've typed it correctly, when you hit save, you should be taken to this screen, okay? So at this screen, what you need to do is fill in only the required things, and I would recommend using your Fanshawe Online email and then using your Fanshawe Online password as well. But most people's Fanshawe Online passwords now have special characters in them, which this system doesn't allow. So you might have to dumb down your password a little bit. But that way you know how to get in, right? If you use your FOL email for something you're doing at Fanshawe, it's going to make sense if you forget your password. So get this information put in there, click Save, and then I'll show you how to join the section. All right? Okay, so yeah, you're doing your first case today. Just once, well, depending who's watching this video, you may not be, but yes. A couple quick things I want to address. When you're doing the previous page, a bunch of you are asking, what should I put for alias, what should I put for ID? You only have to put things for the required fields with a little red asterisk by them, okay? And once it's set up and you click Save, you should get to see something like this. I'm doing one of the students as an example, so I didn't want to reveal her security information on the previous screen. But you don't have to use your Fanshawe Online email. I was just saying that would probably be the good one to use. So once you set this up, maybe even in the key code or in your cell phone or somewhere, write down or save your password. And I would save the piece of cardboard just in case you ever have any issues, your account just stops working for some weird reason. Just for the semester, you'd want proof that you did buy it. So I would save the little one you had to rip open with the key code in it, okay? So, because now that you've typed your key code in, you'll never need it again. This is how you'll log in every time, and you'll always log in at sam2010.course.com, no triple W. And you'll use your email and the password you just created, okay? So confirm that, assuming everything is good, and it doesn't let you change your time zone, I don't know why, so it might be kind of funky with the times in here. And then you can spend some time reading through the entire thing there and hit agree. And then you're in, okay? So once you're into SAM, you're going to have to join the proper section, okay? Now this is where it looks a little different than my previous videos because they've changed the platform for this semester. So if you've already gone to another video and tried to do this, this will look more familiar now. So when you go to activity list, that's where you'd usually see your work. So every time you log in, it'll take you to this calendar. In my section, and other sections might be different, but I don't apply any specific dates to anything in these, and I can't show you guys this on the screen, sorry. I don't apply any specific dates to the calendar. I just open things up the week they're due, and then I leave them open, okay? So you would go to activity list. Now at this point, if you haven't joined a section, you won't see anything. So you need to go to sections, okay? So everybody click on sections in the top middle area. Okay, so there's a top menu, and then there's a little menu below that. Click on sections, and then you should see my sections and join a section. Click on join a section, and under instructor, see this will only have like some of the older ones. You got to go to my name or whoever's teaching it. You may be watching this video, not my course. Find your instructor's last name and click on them, and that way you'll only pull up their sections. And then it'll be a lot easier to find the sections. So depending on which section you're in, and you make sure you look at the dates, because some of these sections I still have open because I'm not allowed to get rid of grades until like 2 years after or something. So, and the other professors would probably be the same way. So find the proper section. They've probably given you the section name you're supposed to join. There's usually a year and a semester on it. This particular, right now, the video I'm doing here, we're in winter 2014, and the class I'm doing the demo in is Tuesday, so I'm going to grab that section, and I'm going to go over here to get into it. You go all the way to the right, and you click that little blue arrow thing, okay, and you click it, and you're in the section. It says you're in. Then you go to activities, and you go to activity list, and you're ready to go, okay? So, and that's it. So that's how you set up your SAM. Now, if you don't see activities, you don't see any activities? Oh, Sloan is my last name. Yeah, so go and find it. So once you get that set up, then you can refer back to my other videos to understand how all this stuff works, all right? So as I explained, each week now you'll see these 3 items, but when you do the case, the project, okay, and it'll always have the project name with it, once you do the 2 submissions, it will disappear. So after you run out of 2, you won't see it anymore. You'll just see the quiz and the training. Because I offer you to do the quiz and the training over and over and over again as many times as you want, you'll always see that. And then in week 13, I relaunch all the cases so you can try them again before the final. So click on your case. I just wanted to make sure you're aware of that it does disappear after you submitted it twice. Click on your case. First thing you do is download the file. You actually won't need to download the instructions unless you didn't get a hard copy instruction set from me or from your professor in class. We give you guys the hard copy of the instructions so that it makes it a little easier to flip back and forth, but it's the identical instructions that you get here online. So if you ever lose them or something, it's not that big of a deal, okay? You don't need them right now. You don't have to have them. If you want to grab these instructions, that's fine. I'm going to open them up just so you can see where I'm at here when I'm doing this first step. Oh, that was interesting. So open the instructions up. Okay, and then from there, you can have the instructions up. The first step you're going to notice in the file is to download, in the instructions, sorry, is to download the start file. So get the file and click on it. Now this is where you need to be very careful. This is that one little thing that screws a lot of people up the first few weeks. This file needs to keep that same exact name intact except for that little number at the end. And if you look at the first instruction in your case, okay, it's going to tell you that the first thing you need to do is open the file up and rename it. I think it's actually easier just to change the name as you're saving it. So what I don't want you guys to do is click on the file and just click open, because then what it's done is just opened it up into your temp folder, and you're not going to be able to find it there when you have to go submit it at the end. If you already did that, that's fine. Just go File, Save As, and put it on your desktop. What I'd rather see you do, and this is a little different in every browser, is click the Save button, Save As, and simply change the name as you're bringing it down right there, just like that, and then you're ready to go. I know you guys aren't seeing this. So I'm going to put mine on my desktop. Okay, and then I'm ready to rock. Okay? Okay, so